Hello, and welcome to the Casino Tears podcast. I'm one of your hosts, 10 Ton is number one, and joining me as my co-host is the one and only Ed Robinson from Roll to Win Craps. If you want more info on our show, please visit our page at casinotears.com. On this week's show, we discuss what would Ed do, common sense, betting, pressing, and comfort levels. We also touch on bending the curve, lunar lander, King's Indian defense, intuition, idiot savant, pineal gland, and Ed's racking rule of thumb. I mean, listen, man, how the hell could I be on here if I'm not confident playing this game? And there are aspects of the game that I'm very confident of. You know what changed, by the way, after our class? One thing that changed was I went back to what I was leaning on. I'm going to trust my own progressions, my own betting, which we didn't really touch on that much because mostly different aspects of the game. I'm going to lean on what I've developed and worked on, my presses, my levels. We'll see. I guess we'll see. This is a work in progress.
You have your own betting progressions and pressing levels. And I have mine. Bo has his. Our listeners have theirs.
Yes.
Okay. So the ultimate question, ultimately for those that are listening, not to be argumentative with you, which I have no problem doing.
I have no problem with it either.
But the real world is, am I satisfied with what I win versus what I lose? And betting is a huge piece of that, right? I mean, obviously, it's a big piece of that. So am I happy? Am I satisfied winning X instead of 2X or 3X or 10X? And some people are, because they have a comfort level that they don't want to get above winning 1X or 2X. So the challenge becomes when they come like to the event, can we stretch their comfort level enough to get them to one more level up at a time? Because it is a slow journey up, okay? You can call it situational awareness. I call it practice like you play, play like you practice.
Yeah, I like that.
So if you don't know, if you have a very modest betting progression and you're afraid to get out of that same bet, press, same bet, press, or same bet, half press, same bet, half press, whatever it is, can we get you to just a little bit higher at the right times? Situational awareness, as you call it. Can we get you to the next, a next point above where you are? And then you become comfortable with that after a period of time. And so then it's, can we stretch you to another step, right? Because, I'm chatting with guys that are in Biloxi this week, and all they're doing is breaking even. All right. So
that's good. I mean, at least they're breaking even.
At least they're breaking even because they've had some bad sessions, mostly their fault, right? But can they then become a little bit higher? That's where we try to get people. So we've got to get people to learn how to take advantage of moments, because moments are short-lived. But if they're just same betting pressing or same betting half press, they're not going to take advantage of those moments. They're going to win, but a guy 3 racks down on the table is going to win 8 times what they did because he took advantage of the roll. He was comfortable leaving 3X on the table because he had 5X in the rack. And that's where we've got to take people. Right. So, I love to argue with you. I love to argue with anybody, but ultimately betting overcomes faults that you may have in other areas. I still will claim that if you're an accomplished DI, you can bend the curve into your favor for a moment in time. Not every time, not every session, not every hand. You're going to have those 4, 5, 8 rolls, and then all of a sudden you're going to have that 55, 60, 65 roller. And are you smart enough and are you brave enough to take advantage of leaving $5,000 on the table when the seven shows?
Well, that's a good point.
Right? I mean, a lot of people are scared to death of thinking of leaving. Oh my God, I would have had 5,000 in my rack if I had regressed. Yeah, but you wouldn't have had 10,000 in your rack if you didn't have 5,000 on the table. Right?
It takes money to make money.
Absolutely everywhere, business and gambling.
I'm not disagreeing with anything that you're saying, Ed. I'm not. But that's a tough thing. I look out at the table, I'm like, now I point it out to people. If I'm there with someone, I'm like, man, see that? That's like a couple thousand out there, 3,000 out there.
Yeah.
But if I didn't have that out there, that's why there's money down there looking in my rack.
You just got to make sure you got 1.5 times or more in your rack than what you've got on the table. That's kind of a rule of thumb kind of a thing. If you got 1.5 times more or plus in your rack than you've got on the table,
that's a fair guideline. That's a fair guideline. But there's times when you just have to also know when to go for it. Like, listen, man, that last crapless session, I had 300 on my pass line. My point was 6. Okay. I'm like, 0.6. The decision. Okay. Decision is odds on this. Right?
Yeah. How much is on your pass?
300.
You can go 1,500 if you want.
I did go 1,500. So
okay.
It's not like that didn't scare me, but I'm like, 6, good number to have for this point right now.
Yeah.
Let me go full odds. Couple rolls later, nailed it. And then I'm like, yeah. But that was actually difficult to get to, dude, mentally, to even put those odds behind there. It really is.
That's a big number.
I've had to train myself to be comfortable doing that and knowing it's a big risk.
See, most people would wet their pants if they thought about doing it.
You have to be cool under pressure. And that's what I mean about being in these situations where game's on the line. That's an important moment in that session. Underrated. Didn't bring that up. That was early on in the roll. I've got 6 as a point. I have the opportunity. What can I do? I can just put 300 behind. I can put nothing behind. Sometimes I don't even put any odds when I have that big pass line up there because it's too much of my stockpile. That's a lot, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a lot. That's 15% going in odds of what I started with. But I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. Now, this is where I will veer off from the entire craps community. Maybe you'll respect this. Maybe. Okay. Craps is not a nice, neat, tidy, clean game. It can't just be how everyone wants to play it, Ed. The standard way of playing craps, which is you got to have your bet paid for before you press it up. Always with the first take. And that's a part of a lot of basic strategies. Man, I don't do that.
Well, it's a lot of part of common sense.
Okay, it is. But common sense would dictate that we should not be gambling.
Correct, sir.
And we should not be.
You are correct, sir.
Ed, that's maybe the first one that you've said. Season 2, I got maybe is that the second one, maybe ever. First one, you are correct, sir. Common sense dictates we should not even be putting our money down here, yet everyone wants to play it so safe, right?
You're in a casino and you're a negative EV. How can you be safe?
Well, that first hit, we got to take our money first. Now, everyone needs 2 rolls before they take, whereas I'm taking a chunk down on my second hit versus everyone taking it on their first one, pressing it on their second one, and then maybe taking it, part of it on their third one, whereas I've gone full press, power press, first roll, because I feel like rolls are a scarce commodity. So let's make the most of this first one. I differ. That's a fundamental difference in how I play for almost all these strategies, because everyone will say the smart move is to take. Yeah, right. And I know it is. It's not like it's not like I'm disagreeing with you. I know I'm deliberately not doing the smart thing, knowing that I feel like it's tough to get three rolls and I'd rather take down a bigger number on my second hit. So again, maybe I am insane, but that's how I play the game. I'm committed to that road. At least when you bring up John from Pro Craps, I would argue, and
I didn't bring him up.
I would tell this to John. I don't know how he plays. I feel like there's a lot of things going on. I have a lane that I've decided to go down in my craps playing journey, and I stick into that lane. Again, it's like chess. When I brought up chess, it's an opening. You stick in that system. That's my system. And it's very different from a lot of people.
Do you prefer white or black?
Oh, Ed, I prefer. Oh my God, Ed, great question. If I'm shooting, it would almost be like I'm playing white because I have an advantage.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm playing the English opening, okay, which is C4, which is a very dynamic, aggressive opening for white. And that's kind of how I bet myself. It's wide open. Whereas black, it would be more
it's defensive. Black is defensive.
And it'd be on a random shooter. Ed, really fascinating when you start talking about, because I wrote this for the book that hasn't come out, but I wrote a whole thing on chess, how I compare it to the game of craps. And black, when you study black, it's a defensive position. You don't have the tempo, which is what they say. White always has the advantage in that first move. So with black, you start out defensive, but there's a time when you are set up where you do attack.
So you've got a castle and surround yourself, right?
My default black is King's Indian defense. So yeah, you're forming a very, very, very tight defense.
I would throw you off because I would end up attacking with black.
Yeah, well, guess what?
Guess what? Yeah, I would throw you off and you go, what the hell is he doing? He's not supposed to be attacking. He's supposed to be
defending. Dude, are you kidding? I would beat that shit down and probably checkmate you so fast.
You and I will play.
Oh my God, let's put money on it.
Chess.
Let's put money on it. Okay, whatever. Even if it's $1, dude, I'll put $1 to 10,000. Okay, that's how confident I am. Because with chess, like once you know, there's no sort of a good player.
I haven't played chess in 50 years, dude.
Okay, well, listen. Here's the thing.
I will play you. Okay.
Okay, great. Here's the thing. If you don't have your position fortified with black, you will get destroyed by someone that knows how to play it.
I will surprise you.
Go ahead, man. Bring the surprise attack. I am waiting. I'm waiting. Okay? Bring it.
Okay.
That's how I play on a random or bet on a random shooter. Very defensive at first, but ready to attack. There's a big difference between someone playing defensive and then just staying defensive the entire time to their detriment, which I think, Ed, don't take this the wrong way, I think a lot of DIs do. And I want you to take this the wrong way because I think a lot of DIs or supposed DIs, I'm not saying it's you. You mentioned everyone else that thinks they're a DI. Okay. This is you excluded for this conversation. So you don't get
You don't have to exclude me. You can include me.
I think that everyone thinks that they're so good or whatever qualified as a DI that again, I think it's to their detriment. They get in the game too late on maybe another hot random rollers roll where they could be making money on it. Because I think you can make money on a random roller.
Only if it goes long enough.
It doesn't have to go that long to make
PSO
money.
is not long.
Okay, yeah. I agree with you on that. That is a very short roll. But do you know what I mean?
R777 point box 7. That's not a long roll.
No, that's a one.
That's a lot of rolls, but that's not productive.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm handing the dice over.
That's 80% of what you see out there, dude.
I don't know.
That's a lot of what you see out there. Hop the freaking reds. When you see that first one, I'm going to add. let's just add a
How would you do that? If
step.
Okay, let's say I've got $300 on my pass line. I'm shooting. I got $300 on my pass line, 300 on the bonus, Ed. What should I do? I throw a 7. And then what should I do? What would you do?
Are you trying? What number are you trying to throw on the beginning?
Anything but a 7. Okay.
Then you're not a DI.
But again, I'm at 12% DI. I have it set to avoid a 7, so I'll take anything. I will take anything because I'm playing crapless. Okay. In this case, I'll take anything, ideally a craps number.
No, you go back to what you said 3 sentences ago.
Well, what did I say?
But you know what you were doing.
Okay. Anything but a 7. How's that for my 12%?
That's the wrong attitude.
Okay.
You should be throwing for a number.
I am throwing for a number, but if I tell you,
what
you're
number
just
are you
like,
throwing for?
Depends
what
on
number
what my set
are you
is.
throwing? You're not a DI. You've already admitted that. And I
Yeah,
know
but
you're not. So what are you throwing for?
But at least I'm attempting. I'm attempting, so I'm not just
attempting is not
random.
being. Attempting is not being.
But still, it means that I'm still gonna like get a number.
And even being doesn't mean you are, because even a DI will have.
Right. Let's say I throw in the 5-4-4-5 set. Right.
And you're trying to hit a 9. Let me guess. You're trying to hit a 9.
On a 6-4-3-2, I would hop a 9 on a come out. Actually.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And you throw a 7.
Okay. Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I'm not going to be hopping anything then. Right now, I'm going to keep my same bet.
You just threw money away by hopping the 9s, and you threw a 7.
Mm-hmm.
You got to come back up.
Everything's my bonus and my pass line it's a
wash.
It's a wash.
But you lost your C if you were on a regular.
If I'm on a regular table, yes, I lost my C and I lost
and you lost your hop. And you lost your hop. And your C was $40.
Oh, okay. Listen, that example with the 300, yeah, I wouldn't have been hopping the 9s. I wouldn't have been taking any other unnecessary risk. But
that's smart.
That would me be just showing off. But okay, so yeah, what would you be doing on a crapless table, Ed? Let's do crapless. Crapless table, because that's what I'm seeking out. $300 bonus, $300 line. 7.
All right, so we got a bonus bet, ATS bet, right?
Yep, $300.
All right, so
what would Ed do? What? Yeah, WWED. Yep.
WWED, baby.
Yeah.
I got $300 on the pass line.
WWED.
I got 300 on the pass line because I'm playing a crapless with an ATS.
Yep.
And I'm 100, 100, 100.
Yeah. Going for that 21,000.
So, all right. First thing I'm going to do is ignore the 100, 100, 100. Okay. That is a bonus bet. That is a bonus bet. That is not where I'm making my living. My living comes from the box numbers.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bonus means bonus. Does not mean regular payday.
Semantics, right? Yes, it does. It's
not semantics. It's real. You got.
I'm protecting it.
You only got to hit 10 numbers. Can you not hit 10 numbers?
No, I hit 5 the other last time I played.
No, you got to hit 10 for it to pay.
Yeah, but no, you got to hit 5 for it to pay. A nice chunk.
No, you got to hit 10 for it to pay the real thing.
Yeah, but can you hit half of them?
Who cares about half?
Because
if you hit half,
that $100
if you hit half, you only got to hit the other half. So that's still 10, right? So you got to hit 10 numbers for it to be worth your while.
Well, I'm going to add a little
and that's
star.
The bonus.
I'm going to add a little asterisk. Also, if you weren't playing a crapless, then it could technically be 9 because you're going to throw out a meaty, juicy lay if you can.
I do lay.
I know you don't lay, but again.
Why would you lay a bet that's a bad bet at the beginning, but you made the bet when there was no.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you.
No, I don't want you to tell
I have an answer.
I'm just asking. I'm asking a theoretical question.
But I have an answer.
I know why, because you're chicken shit and you want to try to recover some of your money. But it's a freaking bonus and it's got nothing to do with hitting numbers.
I think it's all how you look at it, Ed, because I'm looking at that as.
I'm looking at it correctly.
Okay, but I'm looking at it through the crazy lens of how I play. I just paid for this and locked up money. And that's what I mean when I say
All
I'm
right. The casino
Yes.
loves for you to lay that number.
They do. But I also
But you
feel
can't
like,
do it on a crap list because you've already put me
correct.
on a crap list
Okay,
table, so I
correct.
can't do it. So shut your trap.
Okay, correct. You're correct. But on another situation, I would be laying that and make
But we're not in
guaranteeing.
that situation.
Okay.
You put me on a
I
crap
have
list
to
table.
put a little caveat there because you said
No,
10
there's
numbers.
no caveat to that because you've got me on a crapless table. I can't lay the
All
freaking
right.
number
Crapless
anyway.
numbers, no
So don't
lays.
tell
Got
me
it.
you're going to lay the freaking number when there's no number to freaking lay.
We're going for it, Ed. We're
You don't
going
have
for
a
it.
choice. You've already made the bet.
On the Titanic, man. No lifeboats.
There's
Let's-
no choice.
Nope. On
You're
the
on a
Titanic.
crapless table. You can't lay that MFO.
Nope, you cannot. I just got to look at what's her name?
Shut
Sweet
the trap
Susie.
up
Okay.
about laying a freaking number. You can't lay it on a crap list.
It's zipped. I'm staring at Sweet Susie over in Hooterville.
So forget about it and just throw the freaking box numbers. Dude.
Hell yeah, man. I couldn't throw that 3. If
Why?
I was a
if you were a DI, you could throw the 3, but you don't know how to throw the 3.
Exactly.
It's just like me. It's just like me. I can't throw a 6 some days. I need a 6 to hit them all. I can't hit the 6. I mean, I'm not a DI, right?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not claiming I am, so I don't have to worry about that. It's all gravy with me. That's expected that I can't hit a number. I've got a built-in excuse, right?
So what was the question? What did we do before? What was
The question was this, man. The question was this. I throw a 7. You got 300 on a crapless table on the bonus. What would Ed do? 300?
Pop the 7s.
Okay. Hop the 7s for how much? That's what you would do?
Why not?
Okay.
$60. If I got 300, why wouldn't I hop it for 60?
Okay.
What does that pay?
I don't know. I don't know. What would it pay? I could look on my phone.
Don't tell me you don't know, Mr.
I don't.
Mathematician. Mr. Mathematician, I'm the best bettor in the freaking world.
At bets that I know. I'm not betting. That's not part of my thing. I'm never betting.
You got to expand your universe, Tim.
I don't know. Why? Why do I have to expand how I'm playing?
Because you need to win.
I wanted to hold on a second. What did you ask? What did you ask? What did you ask? How much is hop the what?
Hop the 7s.
Hold on a second, dude.
For $60. That's $20 a number. What's your pass line?
Hop 7s cost total of 60 and wins 260.
All right.
So what would you have to bet? You'd have to hop the 7s for 25 to cover that because it pays 325.
That would give you profit.
That would be $75. You'd have to hop it for 75. Hop the 7s cost total of 75 and wins 325.
You got 300 on the pass line. Your pass line 1, that's the only winner you can have on crapless, as you said.
Yep, but it goes back up on the bonus. So yeah.
Goes back up on the bonus. Now you've got how much in profit?
Wins 325.
Parlay it.
Man, I don't know. I'd take that.
Parlay it.
I wouldn't parlay it.
Why?
I don't know.
325 plus 75 is 400. What's a $400 hop pay?
Oh my God, you would do that? That's $400.
You're asking the question. You're giving me the parameters.
Okay,
I'm telling
then
you
400 divided by 3 is what? 133. Man, 133 hop costs a total of $399 and wins 1729. Wow.
All right, so open your eyeballs, dude.
Man, that is maybe I'll do that. $75. Next time I start with 7, I'll put $75. Ed, I'm going to try that. I'm going to go. I will actually try this move.
I'm trying to open, your betting.
Dude, you just gave me some beer goggles. You just gave me the goggles for Sweet Susie over down in my landing zone.
Yeah.
So I'm staring at Sweet Susie, and unfortunately, I'm going to hop the 7 for $75. Okay. And then I'm going to parlay that, which is basically a $400 parlay, which is going to pay $1729 or $1730.
So what are you going to do next?
Well, you're going to disagree with me. I'm going to just take it because I'm going to be thankful that I just rolled 2 7s, and I'm going to be smiling, and I'll probably make a mental note, say, thank you, Ed. What would Ed do That's like a show, dude. Its own separate show. What would Ed do?
You
Here.
got 1,700 coming to you off the hops.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
got 300 on the pass line. So you won 300 plus the 1,700.
Well, it's actually
But you got to go back up on those frickin'. You got to go up on your bonus bet.
My bonus bet is hedged with my pass line.
By your pass line. So
Yeah.
net,
So this is all
you
profit. Yeah.
How much you got in profit?
The hops cost basically round it to 400, and that's going to win 1729.
The dealer is looking at you, and you got 1729.
I'm going to take it.
You
I'm
up.
taking it, dude. Maybe
you
know
leave
what?
Your
Maybe
hops
I'll
up?
go to.
You got to leave the
maybe
hops
I'll
up?
go to 600, so it's nice and easy. That's a nice easier number, and I'll take 1,500. Okay.
Yeah.
And now I've got $200, and let's say I roll a 7 for the third time.
Yep.
Man.
Not uncommon. Not uncommon.
No, I've done that many times, and then I win 2,600. Man, Ed, I've just added a new dimension to my crazy game.
You're welcome.
What would Ed do? Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm making the most of my horrible 7.
600 would pay.
600, 2,600.
But would pay 2,600. You're correct.
That's pretty sweet. But even 2 7s.
Have you set a
sevens.
point yet? Have you set a point yet?
No, I might leave.
And you've put how much?
I might leave, Ed. I might leave. That's how good of a player I am.
You might just pass the dice.
Yeah, that's how good.
You might pass the dice right then and go, I'm done. Give me my money.
Well, you know what I would do is after I take that 1,500, I've made 1,500 after my second 7. Now I've got a $600 hop bet. And let's say then I lose that. I establish my point. I would probably bet very gingerly because I just went 7, 7.
So if you were a DI, if you were a DI.
Yeah, if. One day I'll get my DI
capital
patch.
I, you're
when do I get my DI patch like a
You're
Boy
never going to
Scout?
get the patch, dude. You're never going to get the patch. You're never.
Okay.
10 tons not getting the patch.
Okay. All right. So at one point.
So how much have I got on the hops now?
You don't have anything because you made a point. So it's gone.
No, I didn't. We ain't made a point yet. We just hit another 7.
No, we hit 2 7s and now we have 600 on there. And now I'm saying we hit a point.
Okay. Now you've got a point. And you got how much in your rack? And you just now set a point.
I took 1,500.
And you're on a crapless with a feature bet.
And my feature bet's up in action now. Let's say
so
9.
Now you've got casino money that you just won to place any bet you want to without risk to your initial bank.
Yeah, and guess what I would do with that money. I already know what I do because I rolled 2 7s. I'm not just going to go, hey, now I've got all this money I can bet. I'm like, shit, 1,000 of that 1,500 is never going back into the casino's greedy little hands. Like I said, I'm going to step ever so delicately.
So you're now expanding your knowledge, 10 ton.
What is this knowledge, dude? It's a vast cosmos of knowledge, dude. Like Carl Sagan.
You didn't even know how to calculate the freaking hot bets. Don't tell me you already knew this. Hey, listen, man. Shit.
I'm just telling you. I'm a savant. All right.
You are a savant.
Yeah. There is genius, and then right next door, just
2 blocks down.
Very slow. Very slow.
2 blocks down is 10 ton in the savant stage.
I am right there, dude. I'm like sharing the duplex. Genius and idiot. Right there. Roommates. That's what's going on. But I'm telling you, there's something to be said about what I'm doing. And it's simplicity.
You're already ignoring what I just told you.
Which is what, dude?
That's all idiot. That is all 100%
what,
idiot.
that I
There's no
made,
genius
that I
involved
just took
with ignoring.
that I just took 1,000 of that. I'm locking that up, and now I've got.
Okay, now you're going back to my side.
Oh, okay. What is your side? I'm not betting all of that. I'm taking 1,000. Cool. I've already locked up profit right now. That's cool.
Yeah. So you've
but I'm not taking
7,
the 500.
All right. So you've thrown 7.
7. Yep. 7. 7.
Did you throw 3 7s? Or 2?
No. I've only thrown 2, but I pressed up
You've
my
thrown
hop
2.
to 600 now. Yeah.
Now you've got a point.
Yep. And I've got one number.
Give me a number.
9.
What's
Let's
the
say
point?
it's a 9.
It's a 9, a simple little 9. You
Yep.
got 300 on the pass line. How much you going on odds? Because you're throwing 7, 7,
This
9.
is a trick question. So I'm expecting
it's not. It's real life. It's
well,
real
in real
life.
life, which is why I would surprise you, because when I do that, I'm already alert, warning, warning.
Will Robinson.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I'm just going to throw some on the extremes, maybe 50. I'll use $200 to bet the extremes, maybe throw on the 4 and 10 and maybe start there. Who knows? And that's it. Odds, maybe 100, maybe, but that's gratuitous right there. That's 200, 300, and $400 I just put out there on my roll, but that's all profit. And then we'll take it from there.
Off of your come out roll.
Exactly. Found money.
All right. So why wouldn't you continue to bet hop the 7s?
Well, I don't know. That's a good
At least
question.
For one more row. At least for one more row.
That's true. That's true. I mean, in fact, I'd be waiting a roll before I even put my bets down.
So then if you're waiting, why wouldn't you hop the 7?
You're right. So maybe I'll go back up there with $75.
Whatever. Pick a number.
75, like we started with.
Yeah. Why not?
There you go. And then if that doesn't come out and it's a 8, now I just need to hit the 10, 11, 12 for that $3,000 payoff. I've got $425 of profit to actually bet with now. Let's hope the roll continues.
And you're not touching your initial bankroll.
Nope, haven't touched it.
Perfect.
Yep, that's pretty sweet, right? Well,
Yeah.
Technically, I've got 600 out there.
I just taught you something, whether you thank me or not.
You did, and I'll thank you. And I'm staring down at sweet Susie down there, dude, dialing it in. There's a lot of ways to play.
How many come out 7s do you see playing in Vegas?
I see a few. I see a few.
More than a few. What's a few?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to take it night by night.
20%, 30%?
I don't know what the percentage. The last time I played, I didn't see hardly any.
Yeah, but sometimes you see a lot.
Yeah, but sometimes then when I played, I threw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
7.
Yes.
7. All right. So if you see 1 7, go ahead and hop it.
I like it, man.
You're talking about on a random person.
I'm talking about on me too. Dude.
Even on you, because you're random.
I would say I'm a little, not a capital R random.
I would say you're totally random because you haven't sent me any more tosses.
Oh yeah, I've got to send you more.
You've gotten cocky and I got this shit figured out.
Not even. I hated that set that I'm throwing. That's the other thing. I just hated it. God, it's just one of those sets I just hate. Ever have a set that you just don't like throwing? It's a weird question, right?
Yeah, but
I got to finish that set because I haven't started another one.
You got to finish the book to develop the correct set.
Ed, it's not because I haven't been thinking I'm hot shit. I barely go play as it is. I work. That's what people don't understand. And I do this.
Do you work for a living?
Yeah,
Does 10 Ton actually have to
job,
work
dude.
for a living?
Yep. Man, dude, fucking frustrating. But you will see, I'm in a different zone. John's got his own thing.
I ain't worried about John. People like John, I got zero worries about.
I mean, you got to admit, dude, I'm doing something right. It can't just be luck. It cannot just be luck. It can't be.
Is it hyper intelligence?
I don't know. I prefer the idiot savant. I think I like that.
You are an idiot savant. Perfect description for 10 Ton.
I like it, and I don't mind it. As long as that keeps me positive, I'll be happy. My timing is right. So what do you call that, Ed? When someone's timing is right? Obviously, that's what I mean by situation.
That's your luck. That's your luck piece.
This would be a good conversation with Bo, because then you might be confusing luck with intuition.
Intuition is not measurable.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Is luck measurable? Well, I'm measuring that.
You're measuring what?
I think intuition is part of being situationally aware. All right, you know what? Then we're going to go intuition, then the pie chart. We added 2 more slices of fucking peach cobbler, dude. It's discipline and intuition have been added in there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see. I think my intuition I like my intuition. You know why my intuition is so sharp, Ed?
Because you play like Jimmy.
No, it's because my pineal gland is decalcified.
Your pineal gland.
Yeah, my third eye is more open.
Decalcified.
Yeah, it's open and to receive data from the outside world.
You're so full of shit.
There'll be a lot of people that think
You're so full of shit.
That's intuition. You could say that.
What the fuck is a pineal gland?
Your pineal gland, dude. It's like
how do you decalcify a pineal gland?
A full-length extended version of this podcast is available exclusively on our Patreon page. New episodes drop weekly every Tuesday. We hope you enjoyed this podcast and will tell all of your fellow craps-playing friends about it. Please follow Casino Tears on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. If you like the show, please rate it 5 stars and leave a review. The best and most fun way to contact us would be to call and leave a message on our official Casino Tears vent line, 229-NO7. You can also email us at no7@casinotears.com. And lastly, to help support this podcast, you can visit our Patreon at patreon.com/casinotears. On behalf of Roll to Win Craps from Alabama and 10 Ton is #1 from Las Vegas, thanks for listening.